Welcome to SRC Codes. We are continuing our series of videos, short ones, on taking the PSM Level 2 test. And in this video, we're going to talk about what you should do 1 week before you take the assessment. Number 1, start timing the assessments. I had suggested taking those assessments on scrum.org, and while reading up the Scrum Guide and the Nexus Guide and the blogs, please start timing your assessments. You would see that they have 30 questions in 30 minutes. That's a lot of time. So try to finish those in 15 to 20 minutes. I know. Why should you? So that you improve your time management. And also you might think at this point that in PSM Level 2, you have 30 questions that need to be answered over 90 minutes. So why am I asking you to do it fast? Believe me, the questions that will be set for you in PSM Level 2, most of them will need you to think deeply and revisit them multiple times to get it right. So in that case, having prepared or condition your mind, almost like a muscle memory. For some question you see that you have already practiced before, you don't need to think much. You can answer that within seconds and move on to the next question, which might need 5 minutes for you to answer. Step 2, buy a practice question set. Like unfortunately for PSM Level 2, though I did a good internet search, I couldn't find a reliable, dependable source where I could test myself. So I went to Udemy and bought a practice set, and there were four set of tests there, which I took multiple times till I knew them, if not by heart, but quite well. So the first time I took a test, I can assure you I got 46%, and I kept revisiting it till I got 90% on it. And all it will help you to do is time yourself, get used to the long questions like the scenario and then 5 options for you to choose, because most of the questions will be either choose what you would do or choose the best answer, choose the 2 best answer, and at times even choose the 3 best answers. So you can imagine the complexity of the question. So best is like to train your mind to think in that manner, think timely, and to think under pressure. So practice sets really help you do that. I chose Udemy because that's what first came to mind. I'm sure there are other resources, but I haven't chanced upon them. So just do what you like. Just get yourself a set of questions that you can practice over time to get yourself in the exam mode. Step 3, please continue reading the Scrum Guide, like rereading it till you know it very well, so that you can tell when scenarios or options in those questions are being sourced from one of those sections in the Scrum Guide. So it's very, very important, even in a week before the test, that you're reading the Scrum Guide over and over again, taking notes, underlining something that you have found in one of your tests or you are struggling to remember. So it's just 14 pages, and honestly it's like 12 pages of sheer data and content, but please keep reading it. Number 4 is please continue reading the articles and blogs that are connected on scrum.org. Now, if you go to Google and you search any topic, any methodology, you will get numerous results. I did not put myself up to that. I restricted myself to whatever is linked on the professional Scrum competencies and the focus areas. That way I was restricting my purview of the periphery of the articles or the knowledge or the opinions that seep into these articles. Because at the end of the day, I will have to answer tests that will test my ability to apply the Scrum framework to complex situations. And all these blogs and articles are actually thought processes of Scrum masters or agile coaches. So I kept myself linked to the scrum.org because I thought that they would be aligned in the way scrum.org wants us to think or answer our tests. And while you're surfing the articles and blogs, whenever you read something about team conflicts, unhappy stakeholders, and at times situations where the team fails to meet the definition of done or is struggling to meet it, please pause and read that and ensure that you understand what's being said, because there are a lot of questions that revolve around these areas in the level 2 test. So when are you ready to take the test? Again, like the PSM level 1, I would suggest you're ready to take the test if you're scoring 95% in the Scrum Open assessments, the one that are actually meant for level 1. So you should definitely be scoring 95% in those, and 90% in the assessments that you have purchased from somewhere. Like, I'm very sorry, last time I had mLabson as a suggestion, but this time I don't. So be it Udemy or Coursera or whichever site you are familiar with, the practice set that you are practicing on, ensure that you're scoring around 90% on those. Remember, there is endless amount of knowledge out there, articles, tests that you can take. In my humble opinion, try to restrict yourself and not get lost in all of it, because at the end of the day, it will not be a particular exact copy of what you have read or exact situation that you have familiar to, but it will be actually you taking the test and you evaluating the situation from what you know and what you think you would do in a situation like that. So there's a lot of introspection and thought that goes into it. So these 90 minutes will fly by when you start the test. So take it, do your best, and don't be intimidated by the amount of information that's out there. In my suggestion, limit yourself to all the links, all the documents that are available and linked on scrum.org. Limit yourself to the practice set that you have purchased and retaken over time, and trust the Scrum Guide and your understanding of it. Good luck. Before I go, I wanted to tell you there is a short video on what you should do on the day of test that is not related to PSM level 2. That is something I recorded when I was making a series on the PSM level 1. If you're feeling the jitters or if you have butterflies, you can quickly bounce to that video quickly to know what you can do on the day of the test. So here's wishing you all the best. Bye. I always forget saying this, but if you really like these videos and if you stayed with me till the end, leave a comment or a like or share it with somebody you think who might benefit or is thinking about taking the test. In my case, I took the test because one of my mentors shared his experience of taking this on LinkedIn, and that kind of intrigued me and I wanted to take it. So I don't know what inspires you, but I hope the series works to your advantage. Good luck.